Stargate database file request identified. Stargate technology file. Request authorized. Retrieving file. Loading video. Loading audio.
The most iconic and important piece of technology ever designed, the Stargates, are widely used throughout multiple galaxies. Many names have been given to the Stargates by the multiple races that have used them. This includes the original ancient Alterran name Austria Porta, the Goa'uld name Chappai'ai, the Earth Tari name Stargate, and many more simply refer to them as rings or portals in various languages. The Stargates were designed by an Alterran named Emilius, although it is unknown if he established the first Stargate network in the Milky Way. A Stargate is a circular object that has 9 chevrons around the outer ring and contains symbols needed for dialing on its inner ring. The primary function of a Stargate is to form a stable artificial wormhole between itself and another Stargate. These connections can only be maintained for a maximum of 38 minutes under normal circumstances, but it is possible to maintain it indefinitely if a fairly large power source is powering the gate. This allows for near instantaneous travel from the dialing gate to the destination gate, but matter cannot be transmitted back from the destination gate. This is due to the technology itself, as wormholes will transmit anything that enters them, but solid matter cannot survive this process. Therefore, one gate takes on the role of breaking down the traveler or object into its most basic elements, which travel to the other side and are rebuilt by the second gate. Entering the gate from the destination gate would prove fatal. Radio signals can be transmitted in both directions, however. Notably, when a wormhole is successfully created, it causes an unstable vortex to form simply due to the amount of energy required to open the wormhole. This unstable vortex will destroy any matter it comes into contact with. Stargates are enormous superconductors constructed almost entirely out of a mineral known as naquita. These superconductors are capable of harnessing nearly any known power source, although certain sources work better than others. It is able to store many times the necessary power to form a wormhole, but if this limit is exceeded, it could result in an explosion that could wipe out life on a planet the size of Earth. They are also incredibly durable, able to withstand direct meteor impacts as well as ship crashes. Although destroying a Stargate is quite difficult, preventing the formation of a wormhole is far easier. The formation of a wormhole can be prevented by placing a significant obstruction inside the ring of a Stargate. This is why it is fairly common for gates to be buried in order to temporarily or permanently seal them. It is also possible to control travel through the gate by placing a barrier of some kind within 3 microns from the event horizon of a Stargate. Examples of this would be Earth's Iris and Atlantis' Stargate Shield. In order to establish a stable wormhole between 2 Stargates, a 7, 8, or 9 symbol address is required. A 7 symbol address, for instance Earth, is the most common, and it is used to dial between planets in the same galaxy. It is comprised of 6 points in space which form 3-dimensional coordinates and a point of origin which is unique to the dialing planet. An 8 symbol address is similar to a 7 symbol address, but it's used for travel outside of the current galaxy. The only variation is that the 7th symbol now takes on the role of an intergalactic distance calculation, and the 8th taking on the role of the point of origin. A 9 symbol address is still a bit of a mystery, but is assumed to be used to primarily dial a specific gate regardless of its current location in space. The only known 9 symbol address is the Alterran ship Destiny. The 9th symbol or point of origin had to be Earth's origin symbol or it would not connect. It is currently unknown whether more 9 symbol addresses exist in the universe. It is important to note that an 8 symbol address requires a large boost in power either from a ZPM, 0-point module, or an equivalent power source to connect, while the 9 symbol address required even more power to successfully connect. Dialing home devices, or DHDs, as they are called by Earth, are used to input addresses for local gate travel. Pegasus DHDs do not possess the ability to dial out to another galaxy, although it is unknown whether Milky Way DHDs possess the ability or not. These devices appear as pedestal-shaped computers with all the symbols surrounding a central control crystal. Certain gates possess different dialing devices. For instance, Earth's Stargate utilizes a custom dialing computer built by the SGC, and Destiny-style Stargates require a handheld remote control to dial addresses. It is known that certain races, such as the Asgard and the Nox, can create wormholes without the use of a standard dialing computer or DHD. These such activations also lack the unstable vortex. There exist 3 versions of the ancient Stargates. Version 1, or prototype gates, are commonly referred to as Destiny-style gates, as one is present on the ancient ship Destiny, and is found throughout the many galaxies that the Destiny traverses on its mission. These galaxies receive their gates from seed ships that construct gates along a relatively straight course through each galaxy. These gate symbols do not represent constellations like the future versions of the gates do, likely due to their use in multiple galaxies. These gates also lack an inner dialing ring, as the entire gate spins when dialing. Noticeably, these gates lack the same range as gates present in the Milky Way and Pegasus galaxies. they can only dial a limited number of gate addresses within range and not throughout the galaxy. It is likely these gates are also crafted out of a different, possibly weaker material, as they appear to be susceptible to energy weapon fire, while future gates possess significantly increased durability. Version 2, or Milky Way Stargates, are the first version ever encountered by Earth. Each symbol on these gates represents a different constellation in the galaxy. When dialing these gates manually or using the SGC dialing computer, an inner ring spins while the address is entered. If ADHD is used to dial an address, it bypasses the need for the inner ring to spin, allowing for a quicker dialing process. These gates are noticeably more durable than the original prototype gates. Version 3, or Pegasus Stargates, are by far the most advanced and in essence a digital version of the Milky Way Stargates. Unlike the Milky Way models, the Pegasus Stargates do not possess any moving parts. Instead, the symbols light up in a circular pattern as the address is dialed. Due to the lack of moving parts, these gates cannot be manually dialed like the Milky Way Stargates can be. Pegasus Stargates also assume dominance over Milky Way Stargates due to their new design. The Pegasus galaxy notably also has space gates, which are stargates that have been placed in orbit of planets rather than on the surface. They are powered by 3 power nodes that serve as stabilizers to keep the gate in orbit. These gates require a remote dialing device such as one equipped aboard a puddle jumper or gate ship. Although there only exist 3 versions of the gates, originally designed by the ancients, there are models designed by other races. These include the Ori Supergate, which is an upscaled Stargate created by the Ori to allow travel of their massive motherships into other galaxies. The Tolans, with the help of the Nox, an advanced race that were once allied to the Ancients, managed to create their own Stargate. Orlan's Stargate was a very basic miniature Stargate crafted in Major Samantha Carter's basement. It was only able to make one successful connection prior to burning out. Although the primary use of these gates is to travel between locations, often other uses were devised as well as devices that interacted in some way with the gates themselves. Earth developed the McKay-Carter Intergalactic Gate Bridge between the Milky Way and Pegasus. Utilizing special macros and 34 gates placed in the void between the galaxies, it allowed gate travel between Pegasus and the SGC using only the power required for a standard 7-symbol address. But this did require a stop-off at the midway station between galaxies. Total travel time was estimated as just over 30 minutes. The Asurians developed a Stargate satellite weapon, but this Stargate is possibly of Asurian design as it lacks the 9th chevron that all other Stargates possess. The Stargates would be dialed and a powerful beam would be fired through the gate at a target. Thanks to the Asurian stockpile of ZPMs, they could easily maintain the wormhole indefinitely. As a side effect of this weapon, it also prevented gate travel from the planet below. A device designed to interact with the Stargate on the other side of the wormhole was designed by Anubis. It was called the Stargate Destroyer. It would fire a beam of energy that was absorbed by the destination gate and would eventually lead to it catastrophically exploding. Stargates, since their creation, have played a very important role in shaping the development of civilizations throughout both the Milky Way and Pegasus galaxies.
End file. Stargate database awaiting file request.
Stargate database contains files about races, factions, technologies, events, and more in the Stargate universe. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have a file request of your own, please leave an inquiry below.